Hey, welcome back. It's your girl Briera, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. I would like to first and foremost thank our Heavenly Parents, Mother, Father, Source of Creation, for giving me this opportunity to be here with you today. I would like to do a quick angel guide oracle reading for the Aquarius. This will be an angel guide oracle reading that helps to focus on your strength, heart, and guidance at this time. I would like to call on the Holy Spirit and my spirit team to please come to my side to help me deliver divine messages that is of the highest white light. Remember, these messages are general, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right, so let's just jump right into your angel guide oracle reading, Aquarius, and let's see what your strength is at this time and what's in your favor in the current situation. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, Spirit Team. This is for Aquarius. What is Aquarius strength at this time? These two just wanted to flip out at me. I'm gonna just take them because, child. Arterian light codes and Palladian activation. Arterian light code says evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking, and Palladian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. And I feel like this is all about, or this is the energy that really helps you to create the reality you truly want to live, okay? I feel like it's all about knowing that you cannot change the past, but what you can do is rewrite the present so that you can live in this moment and future and be comfortable. It's like these are the situations that I feel like should be paid attention to when it comes to obeying the spiritual laws and treating others how you truly want to be treated, because we know that there is no excuse for bad behavior, and how you treat someone is ultimately how you are being treated. So I feel like you need to continue to stay in your energy of giving birth, or giving birth a new meaning, or giving life a new meaning through the birth you are having in this world. Okay, you gotta be here with me. It makes sense. Just stay up. Okay, I feel like it's all about being in this limitless energy. Okay, limitless energy. I feel like someone isn't false. Okay, I feel like when it comes to their ability to see, I feel like someone focuses a lot on inner child healing, and that's just who they are. So if someone told you that they may have seen dark spots, in your aura or something like that, I'm not saying to trust it or believe it wholeheartedly, but don't doubt what you know. Nobody's perfect, even if you had the best upbringing. Nobody's perfect, and those things that you can't remember or you can't seem to see, someone else might be able to see. And when they point it out to you, don't then feel like you have to get your lick back based off of someone's natural ability to see what it is that may be hindering your growth. And when the advice is to cry it out, and you do just that, then the reward for the individual giving you the advice should be peace and contentment, job well done, and move on with one's life. I feel like continue to honor your inner knowing, Aquarius. Bring more love into situations. Someone is not overly anxious about the new reality that is amongst us all. Like it's what's helping them to create even more. It's just like getting ready to have a child. Like it's not anxiety behind this child. Is everything that comes with now. This child is the main focus. My life truly does not matter anymore because everything I have is going to go into making sure they have what they need, even if I'm not doing it perfect. The intentions and the mindset is where it's supposed to be. So I feel like there's a lot of emotions running high though. And someone, you don't just get a pass. I feel like it's future thinking. Knowing that whatever you desire in this physical world, you can make your reality. Ask for it and have faith that it will show up in divine time, in divine order. What's the blessings that Aquarius carry in their heart? Merkaba activation, transcendence, ascension. You are rising up. I feel like continue to meditate, okay? Contemplate, especially on a decision or a choice you need to make, okay? I feel like there's no need to worry about anything, okay? Honestly, I feel like whatever decision you make, just make sure that your emotional and material needs are being met. And that's just the truth. Whatever decision you make from this point on, make sure that your emotional and material needs are being met through that decision. So, taking time to actually meditate and contemplate over the decision you need to make is what's the guidance for you, Aquarius. You need to be fearless at this time. Something about still standing, okay? Still standing. It's significant. It's time to move in a new direction, though. Regardless of it actually being physically moving into a new direction or just the mindset, the perception, shifting it into a new direction. Like completely. What's the guidance for Aquarius? star gathering and Akashic records, okay? Star gathering, stars aligned, remembering home, soul, family. Akashic records, clearing old stories, releasing past lives, freedom. And that's why communication is the key, okay? Because I feel like when you go around and you allow other people to tell you what it is and who you are, and oh, this is what it was, instead of you just allowing for yourself to be awakened to the powers and to who you are as an individual and the lineage or the bloodline that you were birthed through, and this time frame is the one that is the only one that is being looked at and admired for what it is, then we won't find ourselves in this energy of feeling like, it's time to truly clear out old stories and, release from past lives. Because the only time anyone feels like they're weighed down by their past is when another individual brings up something from the past or tries to ignite something from the past. So if you are someone that constantly looks to the past to remember who you are, or you are someone to constantly look at, tarot readers, or, people that can do these life regenerations or whatever, if you are someone that does that, this is the guidance to stop worrying about the things you can't change and embrace who you are in this physical world presently. No one is saying that anyone is lying about anything or their gift is not real. But when you get comfortable watching things and allowing people to tell you who you are, then it just becomes what it is. Instead of you creating and being who you were created in this world right now to be. It's just like constantly trying to get to outer space, when right now that's not in nobody's alignment. What's this Arcturian light codes with Palladian activation? Feel like, yeah, you can paint and be an artist, a painter, whatever. Aquarius, just continue to align with things. The guidance right now is to truly release from these past lives and have the freedom of the mind. Don't try to reflect someone's past to them as if they need to relive something that they had already overly understood, that nothing would have ever come from any of those situations. It's not running away, and it's not, being a fool. It's being smart. It's understanding I need more than this. We need more than this. I don't want to know who I was in the past life if in this lifetime it doesn't amount to nothing but the energy of feeling like I should have, or I could have. And if these people wasn't in my way, I could, or I can, because of who I used to be. Arterian light codes, Palladian activation. We have the Hermit, okay? Arterian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking, Palladian activation, coming together, harmonies in the heaven, resolution. With the Hermit coming out to clarify these two cards, I feel like you have gained spiritual enlightenment on something, Aquarius. And I feel like continue to be patient, okay? Don't be in this energy of unnecessary worry, because worry, or what is that? Worrying does not change an outcome, okay? I feel like it's very important for you to see that you are where you are supposed to be. And sometimes meditation will bring about the answers that you need to move forward in your own life, okay? I feel like allow for the light to continue to guide you in the best way it possibly can. I feel like it's a long trail, you know, and through your meditation and, you know, truly allowing for yourself to gain, or, you know, yeah, to truly gain these, or to develop these relationships over a course of time, when it comes to even your angels and God, and, you know, even when it comes to like the other side of life in general. It's like there's been a lot of breadcrumbs left behind, so that we can truly be able to sit and be whole within ourselves comfortably. But it's like what I constantly, what I constantly run into when I'm just evaluating certain things is that everyone feels like they have to step on each other or get in each other's way in order to be content within who they are and why they are. That's what I keep seeing, instead of just allowing for yourself to follow your own path, you know? There's nothing wrong with being inspired by someone, but to feel like you need to either be them or now be attached to them in a very strange way is something that I feel like, Aquarius, you have already gotten the spiritual enlightenment on, like a long time ago. Way before Briera. There's no excuse for bad behavior. And it's like someone is just waiting. And I feel like that's That's this energy of, knowing that you cannot change the past because you're trying to create a new reality. And that's probably what this unnecessary worry is this, like, well, I have to create a new reality based off of understanding the harmony and the resolution within my own life and letting go of this need to be right. And with these downloads, it gets intense, but stay focused and make sure that you aren't allowing for anyone to step on your toes, or you aren't stepping on anyone else's, but making sure that it's fair and just with the decisions and choices you are making sure that contentment and peace is in contentment, peace, and your material needs and emotional needs are being met as you move forward. It was only supposed to be emotional and material needs are being met, but peace and contentment, those are the, if you don't have peace and contentment within, I don't even know how to describe it, because it's like, and I try to allow for myself to experience different realities without actually having to, leave a reality fully. But at some point you have to see, just like just watching YouTube videos of people playing with toys and stuff, all those channels and stuff, it's never going to be the same experience as you actually playing with the toy yourself. Although you are able to see it and you can comprehend what's happening and you get enjoyment out of it or not, but it's like the same thing when figuring out what is and what isn't, what's working and what's not. And some things are a lot harder, on the mind and the heart. And it's a lot harder to release those energies. And I get that. That's why it's like, well, I don't want to speak as if, I truly know what it's like to not have peace and contentment within, because, I that's kind of like, I will put everything else down if it starts to truly bother, like being sad and heartbroken or disappointed, and all those things are natural. Those things need to be. I need to feel. We need to feel so that we know that we're still here and we have purpose. But overall, I need 90-10, okay? 80-20, okay? When it comes to peace and contentment being the main thing you see when you see me. So, what's the term in here? With the Six of Pentacles. Yep. And that's the spiritual enlightenment that you have already received, Aquarius. Is that equal give and take is on the horizon when it comes to the new direction that you are moving into, or the new reality you are creating. But do not allow for someone to just give you crumbs or the bare minimum and think that life is going to be golden. It takes effort. It takes truly improving one's way of thinking, seeing, and being, so that you can see the infinite potential within whatever opportunity or gift of exchange is happening. And also, if you are in this energy of penny pinching right now, Know that in time things will get better, but you have to understand that it's an energy. What you put out, you will receive. So when you are in this arrogant energy of feeling like you can do and be all of whatever you need to do and be all, and you don't really have it like that, consequences, law and attraction. Be graceful with your movements. Make sure that you are prioritizing what needs to be done and what doesn't. Don't allow for yourself to get wrapped up in the dollar amounts of anything. Peace and contentment is way more valuable. Well, to a certain degree, we just keep it at like that, because I'm like, well, we could start to analyze that. We can't say peace and contentment is more valuable than a lot of things, because but I'm saying those are the two targets, that we gotta just, that's the mains. But I feel like continue to be generous with your time and energy, making sure that it is equal give and take of whatever you are indulging in. And even if things are not as abundant financially as you would like them to be, the infinite potential and the joyous energy of what exchanging one's gifts brings is what helps life be what it is, because we make the value of these things. We put the energy to these things. So money truly is just the exchange of gifts that we already have within us. And that's why, if you aren't getting it that way and you're constantly trying to communicate with Merkaba activation here, Temperance with the Knight of Pentacles, okay? I feel like, yes, slow and steady, okay? Slow and steady. Continue to be the light, the earth angel that you are, okay? I feel like it's time to truly nurture yourself and others, so, okay, Aquarius? And even through your waiting period, okay? It's like, I feel like someone is very just, they're not with the pausing of something. It's so hard to even, like, make it seem like it's okay, because it's not. Like, that's how much someone is, over this, we're over all of it. And that's probably something you have to continue to work on, Aquarius. And that's the honest truth, is you have to truly have compassion for others, and where they may be, even if it's a facade. And that's why there's no excuse for bad behaviors, and there is consequences for actions. Because if you have been making it appear and seem like you are on a whole nother level and you are truly not, you have to know that there is consequences for actions. If you have been making it seem like something is something that it will never be, there is consequences for your actions. And that's just the honest truth. And that's why we don't pull at people's energies for some type of financial gain or some type of new opportunity. And that's why we also don't go in reverse and try to entertain relationships that has already shown itself to the point where you even have to go back and try to rekindle the fire. So continue to move steady in a new direction. Making sure you are in full alignment with your decisions, okay? I feel like, yes, anytime you get a chance to walk outside in the grass, no shoes or socks, okay? Anytime you get a chance. I even do it on the concrete, but you know, that's just me. But it really, it connects us. It does. It really does. And it keeps us rooted. And it also helps individuals when it comes to traveling, okay? Even sleeping on the ground or the floor, you know, these are things that we might see as just whatever, but they really tie us to who we are. And I'm not saying that not remembering who you are from a past life isn't beneficial, but I'm telling you right now, us indulging in that type of reality is only going to continue to block and hinder the growth of which we were supposed to or are supposed to experience now in this present life. It's like just learning, you know, history is not now this is the reality I need to live in or live out because I learned my history. No, what can I take from the history that is beneficial, that's fitting for right now and where I'm trying to go? Because anything else isn't really even ideal, because how I showed up in a past lifetime could never be how I truly show up now, because if it was, I'll be dead, just like I was in a past lifetime. And that's why I'm here right now. Make sense of it for yourself. Exactly. Now, I was just about to say, it's too many secrets and too many lies. So it's like, what do you mean a past lifetime? You know, because as we see and as we know, we can be reincarnated whenever, however, depending on circumstances and why. So if we want to really break it down to a pound, but we'll let that be. What's this temperance with the Knight of Pentacles? With the Four of Swords. I feel like continue to rise up, rest on making a quick decision, but understand the direction and needing to create a new reality and moving away from being in this energy of not moving forward in your own life, you know, and that's just really what it is. I always feel like, you know, something is continuing to appear like it's at the beginning stages of something, and it really isn't. So sometimes when I see these cards, I'd be like, well, what's going on, Aquarius? And then I just be remembering that, you know, internally we process things differently, than we are processing them externally. So internally, you might feel like you need to rest on this notion of being patient and allowing slow and steady to be your guiding force. But I'm telling you that that is more in your favor than trying to continue to you know have this unnecessary worry that something is wrong. Be be the light. Be content with who you are and your decisions and choices. Honor your inner knowing, but listen to your body. What is that? Mentally and physically unwind when necessary. I feel like you're not worried about like circumstances. I just feel like, didn't I tell Aquarius this the last time? Like something about like someone not knowing what's going to be created or what's going to be birthed through this new phase. So it's like it's worrying. And take what resonates and leave what doesn't. It's a lot that be coming in with these cards when I start to really look at them and be like, oh. But yeah, it's like, But I feel like, yeah, Aquarius, you stay in your energy. Don't be all worried about what it may appear like or what something isn't. I feel like whatever you are creating is good. It has love. It has both, the balance that is needed. It's the desire of this physical reality and the desires of the spiritual reality tied into one. So whatever is birthed through that love frequency is going to be of value moving forward. What's this star gathering with Akashic Records? With the Fool. Someone is like, Yeah, I feel like it's about communicating, remembering home, not being afraid to release from the restraints of the world, not being afraid of being a fool. Because when you're not afraid, you're able to truly appreciate what freedom of the mind is. Like, and that's why it'd be so hard to comprehend, because like even when it comes to I just feel like Aquarius, continue to grow within your situations. Continue to recharge things that is supposed to have only your energy in it. So that's another hold up, isn't it? Because, or another delaying of reality shift or perception shifting that is happening or that we know about. And that this is just because it's just like the DNA, although you might have the DNA and it all broken down to a pound, maybe it really takes the energy and the knowings and the activating one's own personal self to be able to navigate certain frequencies or wavelengths, I should say, to be able to navigate certain wavelengths. It's really interesting though, and I love it for that because it's like, well, let's just be patient. I feel, yes, the Sonic series, that's a good one. You know, if you want to correlate that to this energy of, you know, it might have been a whole map and all that stuff, but it's booby traps. And then even if you do get it's like you can do bad with the gifts and all sorts of things. That's why you got to be careful. But that whole, I can't remember it all like that, but you gotta not be afraid. It's time to be in your energy fully, okay? And just embrace. And I like to correlate things to stuff that makes sense in the physical world, so it doesn't come off like, you know, I'm just pulling things out of thin air. It's true, but to what degree is what we always should ask ourselves. I do feel like, let's see, what's this fool here with the high priestess? I was just gonna say that I do feel like you should give yourself more time before you make a decision on something, though, Aquarius. Continue to stand strong, though. I feel like you already know what to do. I feel like it's just divine timing and divine order. I feel like the color red is significant. And Tom Petty. See, our angels show up different when we show up different, right? And that's what I love about meeting people, and you know, just getting to know, not getting to know, oops, excuse me, I didn't click, not getting to know people, meaning like I need to go research them and Google them and uh, follow them around and all sorts of stuff. That's not what I mean by getting to know them. It's a frequency, it's an energy, and what makes the only thing, and that's why it's like, well, that really sucks for everyone who isn't a true artist. It really does suck because the only thing that you are given is vocal and face. So if you aren't creating these things and, you know, energies are feeling like this is your frequency, because through your sound this is what comes out, regardless of who's writing it or regardless of, you know, everyone on your team to make this sound be, it's still coming through you to be something that someone will engage in to get to know in that way, in the art versus the artist. You know, we're getting to know the art, not the person. That's kind of what I was trying to get at. So when you get to know the arts, you start to truly see the benefits, and they are in the way the communication truly does work. So always listen and follow your intuition, especially when it comes to this inner knowing of being more valuable than you probably previously thought you were. So when you are now being seen even through other realities, it's important for you to make sure you are surrounding yourself with protective energy at all times. Because as we can see, the veil is way thinner than one would even truly accept. So we're going to grow through these situations, and we're going to see what's the benefit of the veil being so thin on every level. And if there is no benefit and it was just forceful energies, well, then the inevitable is what the inevitable is. Make sure that it's reasoning behind what we are doing and why we are doing it. And it can't just to be, on life and people and taken from them. We need more than the easy way of achieving one's goals, because it's easy to unlife someone. It's easy to spy on someone. It's easy because if it wasn't easy, you will be overly focused on what you have going on and how to create a new reality for yourself. So it's very easy to focus on someone else's shortcomings and where they may be lacking before we focus on ourselves. Follow the voice of your soul and continue to work hard, Aquarius. My phone's going dead. That's why I'm like, why is it dimming? So Aquarius.